Well, good morning. Good morning. The hour convening having arrived. All members, please take seats. All members. All members, please come into the chamber and take your seats. Mr. Clerk, will you ring the bell? Representative McLean, how about a sound check? Is it okay? On my end, coming to you, yes, sir. Okay, thank you. All members, please come to the floor. We're going to have the morning roll call. We're going to have the morning roll call. All members will please vote green to signify your presence in this chamber. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machines? Have all members voted? All members voted, I think you have. All members voted, yes, so Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machines? Doorkeepers, will you please close the doors and keep them closed? As is our custom, we will begin our day with scripture reading and prayer by our chaplain, after which we will pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. Our chaplain this morning is no stranger, Brother Jimmy Elder. I'll let him be introduced a little better. We're still fine-tuning this sound system. We're going to get there, but our chaplain this morning will be introduced by the lady from the 139th House District, Representative Carmen Rice. Representative Rice.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to be here this morning, and I'm going to start off first by introducing our new president of Mercer University. She is a double bear and has been working with the University of Mercer University for the last 25 years. So it's a very distinct honor to get to represent her. And we have Dr. Penny Elkins. Can you please stand? So thank you very much, and we're very excited to have you here. And next is our chaplain of the day. Ironically, does not need much introduction, as we were waiting for this to begin. Only 2 people crossed our path that do not already know Dr. Jimmy Elder. He is not only a staple in the community of Columbus, but across Georgia, and has done so much for the people in the community of Georgia and the heart. And I'm so proud not only to have him as a pastor in my community, but to have him as a friend. So I'd like to introduce you, Dr. Jimmy Elder.
Speaker.
Good to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here. Carmen, Representative Rice, you are a special friend, and I'm very grateful for today, for your leadership and service. She serves our community so well and has garnered the respect, has earned it from her constituents, and I'm grateful for the invitation to be here. I'm also so honored to be able to be here and kind of help introduce Penny Elkins, my new president at Mercer. I am proud of Penny and what she's doing. And Speaker Burns, I have such respect and admiration for you. You have become a very dear friend from the time that Richard Smith introduced us, and we had an opportunity to get to know each other much better. And I'm grateful for your spirit, your vision, and the leadership that you offer to the citizens here in Georgia. And I'm humbled to stand here and offer a word. I am coming today as a Baptist preacher, sharing a word and a prayer in my faith tradition. But the truth I share is universal. I remember as a child that one of the first Bible verses I ever learned, and that's the one I want to use today, was from Ephesians 4:32. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake has forgiven you. You know, kindness and forgiveness, those are universal truths. And that passage had an impact on my life from the very beginning, even to the point because it helped me gain a perspective on how to deal with people. Because of it, I have a love for and a need to offer kindness in relationships to others. Because of it, whenever I interview a person for a job or for a position of any kind, whether it's working for an institution or whether it's at the church that I pastor or whether it's any other time, there's one question I always work into it some way or another. And that is, I'll say, what is something kind that you've done in the last 2 weeks? A lot of times you get a deer in the headlights kind of view when you ask that, and you get someone that goes kind of, And then they come with an answer that normally is this. Well, this is just a little thing, and then they'll tell me something. And I'll say, exactly. It should give pause to you as you humbly search for something you've done. It should seem inconsequential because it's such a natural part of what you do. It goes along with treating others as you want to be treated. I have been fascinated with the incredible recognition that one of our local citizens, Alan Levi, has received on his book, Theo of Golden. And some of you may have read it. It is on the New York Times bestseller list. It's been featured by Amazon and Books A Million, Barnes & Noble. It's been written about in newspapers and journals across the country. Some college creative writing classes require it as reading for their students in creative writing because of the masterful way that it was written. And even Oprah Winfrey has praised Theo of Golden as one of the best books she ever read, describing it as epic and transportive. And she notes that her favorite quote for 2026 comes from that book. For anything to be good, truly good, there must be love in it. Well, I ask myself, why in the world would this book from a man in Hamilton, Harris County, Georgia, one of your constituents, or one of y'all's constituents, how in the world would that book have such meteoric rise and so much interest on the part of people across the country? Levi's book, I believe, is quenching a thirst that people have. It's a thirst for kindness. It's about a man who moves to a town. The town is Golden. It's really Columbus, Georgia. He goes to a coffee shop where there are 92 sketches of coffee patrons on the walls around that coffee shop. That's Fountain City in Columbus, Georgia. A local artist, that's Gary Pound, and the stranger begins to go and buy these sketches, these pencil sketches, off the wall, and then he goes and finds out who the sketches are of, and then he goes and finds the person, and he presents the sketch to them. And when he presents it to them, he finds out their story. And he offers something about kindness and acceptance and grace within their lives. And sketch by sketch by sketch, he not only builds community, he begins to understand community, and he understands and puts forth the idea of how to be kind to one another and how to relate to each other. It begins by looking at a person's face, whether it's a sketch or the face physically, and you learn something about them and receive them in your heart. Our world is so disconnected by the ways we communicate. We're distracted by our ambitious lives, and we're busy, and yes, we are a lot of times self-centered by necessity. In some ways, we've lost touch with the person that sits right next to us, and it's hard to look in another person's face. Levi's book satisfies that longing by inspiring the kindness of our hearts. The kindness of our hearts that is the real desire and purpose of our lives. There's a story of a child in a restaurant having a birthday party, a little girl, and she had all of her little friends. And as you know, when girls or children have a birthday party in a public place, they don't pay attention to who's around them. They just go and have a wonderful time. They laugh and they talk and they squeal and they enjoy that particular moment. And while they were doing it, a man at the next table over was totally aggravated. And he called the server over and he told her, he said, "Would you please tell those children over there to be quiet? I'm trying to have a meal here and they are disturbing me." And the server really was uncomfortable, went over and said, "I need to ask y'all, would y'all just kind of quiet it down just a little bit? This man over here is disturbed, and you know, he's a customer too." The parents were furious, but they didn't say anything. But the party toned down a little bit, and came time for the birthday cake to be cut, and they brought the cake out, and she blew out the candles, and they cut the first piece and gave it to the little girl. And the little girl got up, and she took her piece of cake, and she walked over to the man. And she held it up, and she said, "Mister," she said, "would you like to have a piece of my birthday cake? I'd like for you to have it. It's really, really good." The man teared up. He had been confronted with kindness where he was not very kind. You know, I think as we live our lives, that insatiable need for kindness needs to be satisfied every day. Just a sip, just a moment, looking another person's face. And as you begin your legislative journey in 2026, I would urge you to remember to be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, knowing that for anything to be good, truly good, there has to be love in it. You do a remarkable job of representing the people of the state of Georgia. I am so grateful for your service. My encouragement to and prayer for you is that the kindness that is the desire of your hearts and of your being will dominate your spirit throughout this session and in all things that are a part of your lives. May God bless each one of you. Each one of you, as I look into your faces. Each of you brings something. Each of you brings something wonderful. You've made me feel at home in this room. And you will, your colleagues, through this entire session. Will you bow with me as we pray? Lord, we ask that we allow our true nature and desire to be kind and compassionate and to guide our lives. We offer ourselves in humble service to others while being true to ourselves. May we see others through the lens of grace, compassion, cooperation, and love, remembering that your grace and kindness toward us has given us this new day. May we look into one another's faces and there find and give kindness. In your precious name, amen. Will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Look around upstairs. Look how pretty it is.
It's beautiful.
Don't. Brother Jimmy, thank you for that message. Thank you for reminding us about kindness. And hope we'll see more of that in this house. Thank you again for being here. Members, you may greet Brother Jimmy over in the South Anteroom. He'd love to speak to you and offer you encouragement. So we'll encourage Brother Jimmy to go over to South Anteroom. Members, we do have a Doctor of the Day today. That Doctor of the Day was invited by Chairman Josh Bonner. That Doctor of the Day is Dr. Talila. She will be downstairs with the nurse if you need her, so call on her. Thank you. We appreciate the service of our Doctors of the Day. House will come to order. Members will please get close to your seats. House will come to order. House will come to order. Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, is recognized. Chairman Hilton.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Information and Audits has reviewed the journal the previous legislative day, and we have found it to be correct.
Good work.
Yes, sir.
Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to dispense with the reading of the journal? Hearing none, the reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? Hearing none, the journal is confirmed. Mr. Clerk, will you read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day?
Representative Strachan of the 104th moves following be established as the order of business during the first part of the period. Unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions. Second reading of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of Senate bills and resolutions. Morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? Hearing none, the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 933 by Representative Hawkins, the 27th, Donahue, the 31st, Cox, the 28th, Clark, the 100th, Dubnik of the 29th, and others. Bill be titled Act to Amend Part 3 of Article 7, Chapter 3, Title 12 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to the Lake Lanier Islands Development Authority.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 930.
Mr. Clerk, suspend just for a moment. Members, we still haven't solved all of our audio problems, concerns, not problems. So if you will, take some of your conversations to the ante room, because there's some members who are interested on where we are signing these bills. Thank you, members, for your consideration. Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 934 by Representative Williams, the 148th, Efstration of the 104th, Williamson of the 112th, Jones of the 47th, Burchett of the 176th. The bill be titled Act to Amend Titles 7, 10, and 45 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to banks and finance.
Banks and banking.
House Bill 935 by Representative Cannon, the 172nd, and Taylor, the 173rd. The bill be titled Act to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the probate court of Thomas County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 936 by Representative Cannon, the 172nd. A bill be titled Act to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the municipal court of the city of Berlin.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 937 by Representative Ford of the 170th and Osteen of the 169th. Bill be titled Act to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the magistrate court of Berrien County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 938 by Representative Ford of the 170th and Osteen of the 169th. The bill be titled Act to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the magistrate court of Tift County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 939 by Representative Ford of the 170th and Osteen of the 169th. Bill be titled Act to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the state court of Tift County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 940 by Representative Ford of the 170th and Osteen of the 169th. The bill be titled Act to amend an act creating and establishing the state court of Tift County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 941 by Representative Ford of the 170th. The bill be entitled Act to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the probate court of Tift County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 942 by Representative Bernal of the 77th, Bell of the 75th, Flournoy of the 74th, and Scott of the 76th. Bill be titled Act to amend Code Section 48541 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to property exempt from ad valorem taxation.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 943 by Representative Silcox of the 53rd, Hawkins of the 27th, Cooper of the 45th, Franklin of the 160th, and Schofield of the 63rd. Bill be titled an Act to amend Chapter 5 of Title 49 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to programs and protection for children and youth.
Judiciary Juvenile.
House Bill 944 by Representative McDonald of the 26th, Crow of the 118th, Hitchens of the 161st, and Lumpson of the 12th. Bill be titled Act to amend Code Section 40(1)(8) of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to safe operations of motor carriers.
Motor Vehicles.
House Bill 945 by Representative Williamson of the 112th, Williams of the 148th, and Chastain of the 7th. Bill be titled Act to amend Title 7 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to banks and finance.
Banks and Banking.
House Bill 946 by Representative Clifton of the 131st, Rose of the 124th, Ridley of the 6th, Kelly of the 16th, Cannon of the 172nd, and others. Bill be titled Act to amend Title 27 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to games and fish.
Game, Fish, and Parks.
House Bill 947 by Representative Moptown of the 17th, Cannon of the 172nd, Tarvin of the 2nd, Jones of the 25th, and others. Bill be titled an Act to amend Article 1 of Chapter 4, Title 49 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated, relating to general provisions of public assistance.
Agriculture and Consumer Affairs.
House Bill 948 by Representative Camp of the 135th, Crow of the 118th, Mathiak of the 82nd, Powell of the 33rd, Leverett of the 123rd. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 14 to Title 44 and Chapter 4 Title 48 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to mortgages, conveyances to secure debt, and liens.
Judiciary.
House Bill 949 by Representative Camp in the 135th, Osteen in the 169th, Cannon in the 172nd, Dickey the 134th, Ford of the 170th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 1 and Title 6 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions regarding aviation.
Technology and infrastructure innovation.
House Resolution 999 by Representative Cox of the 28th, Jaspers to the 11th, Hatchett to the 155th, Fincher the 23rd, Barrett to the 24th, and others. A resolution urging all Georgia citizen cities and counties to remember and honor the sacredness of America's 250th anniversary, the Declaration of Independence, on July 4th, 2026.
Special rules.
House Resolution 1000 by Representative Astration of the 104th, Williams the 148th, Dickey the 134th, Williams the 168th, Buckner the 137th, and others. A resolution proposing an amendment to the Constitution so as to eliminate the ad valorem tax assessment of certain timber at sales or harvest.
Ways and means.
House Resolution 1001 by Representative Bell of the 75th, Sanchez of the 42nd, Roman of the 97th, Holly the 116th, McQueen of the 61st, and others. A resolution expressing support for the ethical investment of all state funds and public resources.
Special rules.
House Resolution 1007 by Representative Jones the 25th, Oliver the 84th, Schofield the 63rd, Dempsey the 13th, Osteen of the 169th, and others. A resolution acknowledging the effectiveness of arts for health initiatives in improving mental health outcomes.
Special rules.
House Resolution 1008 by Representative Smith of the 70th and Dickey the 134th. A resolution to ratify amendments to certain comprehensive statewide water management plans.
Natural resources and environment.
Senate Bill 214 by Senator Burns the 23rd, Williams the 25th, Moore the 53rd, Harbin of the 16th, Gooch of the 51st, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 2, Title 21 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to elections and primaries generally.
Governmental affairs.
That completes first readers.
Okay, members, you need to take part of these conversations to the anteroom. That one's empty, and that one is too. Let's try it one more time. Take those conversations to the anteroom. It's not a request anymore. Some folks would like to hear the business of this house, so if you have business, take it outside. Thank you. Second reading of bills and resolutions. Mr. Clerk, will you read?
House Bill 932 by Representative Saines of the 180th, Ballard of the 147th, Bonner of the 73rd, Newton of the 127th, Deloach of the 167th, and others. A bill relating to tax credits for business enterprises in less developed areas. 3 second readers.
We have no reports from standing committees, so we'll move on to morning orders. We'll welcome down Representatives Davis, Bernal, Representative Sheila Jones, Representative Jackson, Edna Jackson, Mayor, I think that's you, Representative McQueen, Representative Cummins, for Delta Sigma Theta. It's today, right? All right, you ladies, come on down. Who's going to do the talking? Everybody raised their hand when I said who's going to do the talking. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies are recognized.
Good morning, everyone. Today is the 113th anniversary of our illustrious sorority, Delta Sigma Theta. We've been in service for over a century, and we remain moving forward with 350,000 members across this globe. We're a sorority of service, a sorority of impact, and a sorority of intention. So please stand with me and recognize our 113th anniversary of Delta Sigma Theta. Thank you.
Chair Lady Mathiak is recognized for a morning order. Have a friend?
I do have a friend. Would it be all right?
Yeah, we can let Representative Jones be your friend this morning. We're glad to have her. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all are recognized.
This morning, Representative Anissa Jones and myself would like to honor our alma mater, Life University. We've got our eagle and our president and some of our cheerleaders. I'm so proud of these young men and women. They are our health of the future. Thank you for being here. And our private colleges is what they're representing today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We have another morning order. I'm going to recognize Floor Leader Hong, Chairman Reeves, and Whip Sam Park for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Friends, today, January 13th, is Korean American Day. Thank you. The influence of Korean Americans may be observed in all facets of American life, from politics to industry, entrepreneurship to volunteerism, the arts, sports, and education. On January 13th, 1903, 102 Korean Americans first immigrated to the United States. Currently, more than 100,000 Korean Americans call Georgia home, and Korean is the third most spoken language in Georgia. We have several members and leaders of the Korean community here up in the gallery. If you can stand up and if we can all give them a round of applause. Thank you. And thanks to, thank you. And thanks to Representative Matt Reeves for presenting a resolution to us. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Whit Park.
Well, thank you so much, Representative Hong. As we honor Korean American Day here at the Capitol, I just want to highlight that the Korean American story is certainly one of perseverance and also of responsibility. We stand for justice, we care for our neighbors, and we're focused on making sure that Georgia is the best place to live, work, and as the speaker likes to say, have a little bit of fun. So thank you so much, and happy Korean American Day.
Thank you, Whip Park. I didn't know anybody paid attention to me. Thanks for remembering that. That completes our morning orders. We do have some afternoon orders. Mr. Clerk. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions?
Honoring the life and memory of Abbott Massey. Recognizing and commending the Susan Jolly Foundation, the Georgia Cancer Control Consortium, and Cancer Pathways for their exemplary contributions to cervical cancer education and awareness in Georgia. Commending Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc. for their 113 years of service, and recognizing January 13th, 2026 as Founders Day. Recognizing the Rustin Lord Community Breakfast. And for other purposes, that completes the reading of the privilege resolutions.
Is there any objection to adopting the privileged resolutions? The chair hears none and the resolutions are adopted. House is moving on to afternoon orders. We have 6 afternoon orders. If members could keep their comments to 2 minutes or less. The chair recognizes Representative Lewis Ward and the Henry delegation from afternoon order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's with heavy hearts that we rise this morning in honor of the life and work of my friend and former colleague, Stockbridge City Council member Alfonso Thomas. He earned a football scholarship to Fort Valley College, and his dedication to the city of Stockbridge spanned more than 35 years, both as a public servant and as an elected official. Among his many lasting contributions, Councilman Thomas established many community celebrations, creating a platform for education, unity, and cultural pride. His commitment to preserving history was demonstrated through his research and learning that the city of Stockbridge was the ancestral home of Martin Luther King, Sr., And through his work, a King family plaque is permanently displayed in the city of Stockbridge City Hall. On January 5th, 2026, Councilman Alfonso Thomas was laid to rest in his beloved community of Stockbridge, Georgia. He will be missed by his family, friends, and everyone who knew him. Please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you.
The chair recognizes Representative Willis for an afternoon order. Chair recognizes Representative Crawford for an afternoon order. House will come to order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Friends, today is with sadness that I stand to remember the greatest woman that I've ever known, my mother, who left this earth after a long battle with breast cancer, and she passed on December 29th, 2025. We said our goodbyes on January 10th. I want to thank everyone who called, sent text messages, and came to support my family. She was an incredible, captivating woman. She and my father met when they were in college at Florida A&M. She would come down and, just surprise me. That picture that you see was on my father's birthday. They surprised me one day. If you met her, you loved her. And I know many of you in here met her when they surprised me. She and my father would watch every single session together. So I know my father is watching right now. Dad, I want you to know that Mom is still with us. Remember your marching orders that she gave us as she passed, and that was for us to continue to love each other and continue to work out. Dad, get your miles in. I know that I will. I know that I'll remember miles for Mom. Cancer, guys, is a very ugly disease, and I'm asking you that cancer took my mother from me. I want you guys to help me to fight cancer. If you would, please pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Miss Carolyn Crawford, you are the greatest woman that I've ever known. I will always love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Leader Hughley for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, I just want to come to this spot today to do what we could not do yesterday because we had so much going on yesterday. But yesterday, Chris Bruce and the ACLU and Invisible came for their Advocacy Day. And normally we would have recognized them for being here. But I want everybody to know that the Capitol is open to all of our citizens, and we welcome you to come and interface with us at any time. Madam Speaker, I yield the well.
Chair recognizes Representative Schofield for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. Happy New Year, everybody. We have an amazing opportunity tomorrow between 3 and 5. SCAD Atlanta is offering to give us a tour of the campus. This summer I had an amazing opportunity and a time at the CAD's campus, seeing all the wonderful things that they're doing right down the street. So for those that are going, the bus will leave here at 2:45. We will be back here by 5 o'clock. Just let me know if you plan on attending tomorrow's tour of SCAD. Thank you, and I yield the well.
Chair recognizes Representative Cameron for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the Bank of Dade in Dade County, Georgia. They're not only a great financial institution for Northwest Georgia and Northwest Alabama, they are really involved in the community, including coordinating the Christmas parade in Dade County every year, where I get to ride. This year I got to ride in a 1965 Valiant convertible with a carburetor. And if you don't know what a carburetor is, look it up, because it's stuck, and we had some fun with that. I also got to ride in a monster truck a couple of years ago. So congratulations, Shannon Henry and Seth House and all the folks at the Bank of Dade. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield.
Chair recognizes Representative Mitchell for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I come today before you to recognize one of our colleagues that is doing some great things nationally. Over the summer, he was elected the national president of the National Council of Legislators from Gaming States. He is our chamber's recognized authority on gaming issues, and that is some feat considering that we haven't got there yet. Would you help me please recognize our own Representative Al Williams? Good to see.
Moving on to announcements, the chair recognizes Chairman Corbett for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Rural Caucus will be meeting tomorrow upon adjournment at 12 o'clock over at the Ag Building. Lunch will be served. The Agribusiness Council will be sponsoring tomorrow, so look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman McDonald for an afternoon.
Colleagues, following adjournment today, I'd like to invite everyone down to the Ways and Means Committee room to learn with me, so I can learn too, what the Intergovernmental Coordination Committee does, and also to pick up the new form that will be required when you want to do local legislation. This will be immediately following adjournment today.
Chair recognizes Chairman Williamson for an afternoon announcement.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. The Majority Caucus will have lunch at noon today in room 403, and then there will be some caucus elections at 1 p.m. or upon adjournment of the lunch. Thank you.
That wraps up the business for the day. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader for a motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that this House stand adjourned until Wednesday, January 14th, 2026 at 11 o'clock a.m.
On the motion of the Majority Leader, this House stands adjourned, and please note 11 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, January 14th, 2027. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed will say no. The ayes clearly have it, and this House stands adjourned.